Hey everybody, it's good to see you here. It's the weekend, can you believe it? So, here's where I'm at. Feeling rather lost. Just feel pulled in about 100 different directions right now, and came out here today, and even with all of the projects and all of the things that I have out here to work on, I don't know what to do. So, I'm going to share a little bit of my thought processes with you on that, and then I did decide what project I'm going to do today. So apparently my tripod doesn't want to stay up today. So anyway, as I was going to say, this is pretty typical of how things are going for me this week. So yeah, I'm Mike, and this is my car's shop. It's usually just a bit taller than this. So let's watch the show intro, and I'll see you in about 30 seconds. And maybe I'll get my crap together, although I'm really questioning whether or not that's going to happen at all. It's just hard to say if that's going to really be the thing or not.
Working out of a 100-year-old refurbished barn, bringing 35 years of experience to projects considered beyond repair. Vision, creativity, and problem solving are essential tools in this place. Watch as we transform junk into polished metal miracles. This is My Car's Shop.
Half the challenge in the busyness of life is sorting out your priorities, getting a handle on where you're at. And when I'm in the groove and I'm in my routine and I've got my normal rhythm of life going, I've always got the next project planned and I'm ready and I know what the next episode's going to be. And many times I have 2, 3, even 5 episodes filmed ahead. And yeah, I'm just not there right now. And I think that's just as important to share as it is sharing the project and the work, because when you get overwhelmed and you lose focus and you lose direction, how do you determine what it is you should do? I so badly want to be on stitches. I went over there and looked at it, and I'm not ready. I've got the rotisserie laying on the floor. It's in the way. The driver's side of the car is just full of stuff. It's going to take me 2 hours to just get everything shuffled around to be able to get at the car to put that subframe connector in on the driver's side, which is what's next. I looked at the 47, thought about doing some wiring, and that would be boring for me today. I'm just not up for it. I love doing wiring normally. I'm just not up for that today, and I'm not sure that I would do a justice for an episode for you either. And Becky and I did talk about it the other day, and she wants to get back out here and help me, and that's exciting to me. So I'll wait for her, and we can get all of that cleaned up and get those blinkers working and get the gas gauge in the dash, and we'll just get stuff done. So that'll be good. So what are we going to do today? Well, I was looking around the fleet here. I looked at the 88 truck. I looked at the Forsyth Duster, 47, Oakland, Challenger. Thought about the Oakland. Dad's out of town. I prefer to wait for him to be here because that's kind of a father-son project, and I like just leaving that be that. Thought about the Charger. Thought about the GTS, and just kind of landed at SCOOPS. So I think we're going to bring SCOOPS in and just do a little something to move us forward on that project, and a little improvement visually, and we'll talk about some more things that are coming. One thing that I did do was go through an inventory in my head, what all I've purchased that I haven't gotten done. I got a new starter for the 47. That's not installed. I've got parts for SCOOPS. Those aren't installed, which is what we're going to be doing. There's parts for the rear suspension on the 47. The gas gauge for the 47, as I said, is not installed. So there's a lot of stuff here that I could be doing without having to go out and spend any money. And that's what I decided is let's utilize what we have, let's conserve our cash, and let's get something done. So think about your projects right now, and think about the stuff that you've got sitting on the shelf that you keep putting off, that you could just go do and get that job done in an hour. And well, again, let's just get the car over here and get something done. So yeah, the job we're going to do is under the hood, and it's probably going to add at least 17.2 horsepower, maybe more. So let me go dig around and find the box of parts that I bought, and well, yeah, we'll just show you this big power adder we're going to be putting on SCOOPS here, and then we'll go from there. Well, it's about 2 hours, 0.3 later, and I finally found the parts. Yeah, things get moved around, and hard to find things sometimes. So, but fortunately I knew I had them. So here's the big surprise. Here's the big power adder. Any guesses what it is? Does the box say anything? This is huge. And I know that all of us from the time we were teenagers believed that this was a real big performance add-on for a car. Chrome. Now I know that may be silly, but improving the visual appeal of the car is important. So I picked up this little cheap set of valve covers from Summit. And I'm going to throw these on the car and talk about a couple of the things I want to do, and we're going to break out the super clean and clean up a couple of things and just do some stuff that this is an energy gaining project for me. So it's a silly little thing, but what it does is it kind of gets me back in the groove of working on stuff and builds my momentum to motivate me to want to do more. So there's a pair of mufflers laying on the floor over there, a pair of Raptor mufflers that I'm going to put on that car. I got to get the steering column torn apart and find out where that rattle's coming from. There's a leak in the dashboard that I really need to fix. And so this is a start to just kind of getting my blood flowing again to getting back into the project. So there's a set of these old Edelbrock valve covers that Brad painted with black wrinkle finish, and that's been fine. They were rusty and he just painted them up to make them work, which I completely respect and understand. But, you know, I picked up a set of these $30 Summit Racing cheap chrome. They'll rust in 2 minutes, but just about as good as the air cleaner, which we'll get that cleaned up. Don't put that over there or you'll lose it. So, you know, just seemed like a good idea to just spruce this up. Something else I want to do at some point, and this is no urgent thing, but this does have a Holley aluminum intake on it. So I want to pull that off and sandblast that and clear coat it so that we have a nice set of chrome covers and nice aluminum intake. And then the other thing we'll do at some point, the headers they're new, they're not that old. They're getting rusty, and so I'm going to get out my steel wool, clean them up a little bit, and get my Eastwood header paint out and paint those down with that to just try to preserve them and keep them from rusting as bad. Yeah, the valve covers are tightened down just about right. You should hardly need to use a wrench on these if they're proper. Hopefully we don't have to go get cover gaskets. If I remember right, I glued the cover gaskets to these valve covers when we reassembled this engine 3 years ago or 2 years ago or whenever that was when we put the engine back in. Well, get out of there. So these valve cover gaskets should be reusable because they're not very tight. That one's a little tight. We may have to do a little modification to those covers as well to get the PCV in there. PCV, not PVC. It's not a piece of plastic pipe. It's a positive crankcase ventilation valve thingy, Bobby. Okay, let's pull this one off. Very good. Comes up nice. Yeah. Oh, these are rubber gaskets. Good. We should be able to get them off of there and reuse them. Hopefully. If not, I'm sure that probably up there on the shelf, I probably have new ones. Because I usually keep extra gaskets, full complete engine sets on the shelf for Mopars. Small block. I think I probably got a couple big block sets up there too, but haven't had a big block in quite a while, except for the one over there on the stand for stitches. This may not be able to be reused. It's, yeah, got a lot of silicone on it. Let's go see if we have some new ones. Well, I went up and dug around in my gasket sets, all 17.6 of them, and I've pulled out 2 sets of gaskets. I think they're both small block. The cork ones I'm 90% sure are. I think these more rubberized ones are also. These are ancient. These are the ones I would prefer to use. And we'll make sure they're small block. Yep, they are. Good. Okay. And so we'll use these. The cork ones would be fine also. That one's a little bit damaged, so yeah, I don't know. You see how this goes here. Yeah, that would work all right too, I guess. Let's, I'll try to lay these flat and heal them over time. Somehow it got folded. Let's use these really ancient, crusty, brand new ones. Now, one thing about valve cover gaskets that I just wanted to mention that I always do is glue them to the valve cover. Ooh, I don't know if this is going to work. They're shrunk. Yeah, it will be all right. That way, when you take your valve cover off for whatever reasons, especially like on the 68 GTS, they are stuck to the cover and you don't have to reuse them. I never glue them to the engine itself. I just glue them to the valve cover itself. So let's go get the spray glue. We'll on that and then it in there and we'll be good to go. Well, again, 2.65 hours later, I finally found it. It was good. I really enjoyed it. It really gave me a chance to expand my vocabulary a lot. I really explored some of the deepest, darkest areas of my vocabulary and came up with some very creative words. It had fallen off of the workbench, down on the floor behind the board. And so, yeah, I spent literally, well, a long time looking for that, but we got it now, so there we go. So we're going to pull up a piece of cardboard here to use to spray the gasket. We want to make sure we spray the right side of the gasket, so I'm lining up the bolt holes here with the bolt holes here, knowing that I need to spray the opposite side. And I'm just using 3M Super Trim adhesive. It's actually the same glue that we use to put vinyl tops on. So I just coat the crap out of it and bring my cover over here and put it in there and glue her down. Set her in there, kind of, sort of. Let it get sticky. You know, just stuff. These definitely have shrunk over time. They're old. I probably had them for, I don't know, 25 years maybe. This one corner particularly, I'm hoping I can stretch it out a little bit without breaking it. Let that glue hold down in there. It worked. There we go. So hopefully that's going to work. Okay, we'll let that dry a little bit. We'll do the other one, and then they'll both be ready to go. Okay, so that one's going to go this way. So we'll do the opposite. Spray her down. I never worry about grinding the chrome out and all that stuff. This works fine. You could put them in and take them back out. I don't worry about that. I just kind of want the valve cover to stick to the gasket to stick to the valve cover a little bit. And again, this corner is being kind of ornery and persnickety, so we'll stretch that just a little teeny bit. And you may see me using the cork gaskets instead because I stretched it too hard. Yeah, hopefully that's going to work all right. Hopefully we won't end up with a massive oil leak there. That corner is really not crazy about that. Let's check that cork one and see if it's any better. It could be the cheap chrome gasket is just not, or the cheap chrome valve cover is just not formed properly. Nope, it's the gasket. All right, we're not using these rubber ones then. Lather, rinse, and repeat. those just need to go in the trash. They're just not fitting. I'm afraid what's going to happen is when you put them on there, the head is going to push on that gasket, and it's just going to push that gasket out of the corner, and then it's going to leak like a sieve. So, okay, so you need to be kind of, sort of, yeah, you're kind of all twisted up, just like me. Okay, lather, rinse, and repeat. Try that. That's better. Looks better. I think this was a Felpro gasket. Pretty sure. I don't know what that other brand was. That could have been a Victor, maybe. I'm guessing. Yeah, that was kind of a little bit off in the corner too. Yeah, I think it'll work. It's better. The nice thing is my fingers are now terribly sticky, and I'm getting glue all over the valve cover and just everything, so that's good. Okay, we'll let that dry up a little bit, and we'll stretch that out into the corner again, and hopefully that's going to work. Boy, I wonder if it's the valve cover, not because it's a cheapo. Alright, so we got one side done. We just got to do the other side. So we're almost done with it. And good progress so far. Alright, so we got out our can of Motor X clean polish, and give her a hose down. Give this a hose down while I'm at it, and I've got the grommet to put on the valve cover as well. Yeah, but I need a towel. I'll be right back. Well, it's certainly not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. Spend some more time polishing and cleaning, but hey, it's got a little sparkle to it now, so it'll look good when we get the air cleaner, or the intake sandblasted back and clear coated aluminum, and I'll probably power wash this engine compartment down at some point also. Well, like I said, this was more of a get the juices flowing, start feeling like working, and hold on. And hopefully gain some momentum. And so just wanted to share the struggle with you, as well as the job, and hopefully you learned a little something about gluing on some valve cover gaskets, and that will help you in the future. So yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Drop your comments down there. Tell me your experience with chrome valve covers and valve cover gaskets. What experiences have you had? And we're on Facebook and Instagram /mycarshop. Let's fire this baby up and get it out. maybe not. How could changing valve cover gaskets cause it to quit? The world may never know. Ah, that's how. Choke was slammed shut. You never really know about these things until you look at them. Choke got shut by accident.